to
Yeah,
the
we can
subject.
do it in franglais. Ça veut dire que j'en sais rien.
Ok, c'est bon.
Mais qu'est-ce qui se passe? Pourquoi tu viens pas là?
Ah, je crois que tu voulais qu'on aille à l'intérieur pour
Je
que
veux
ça
juste que
marche.
tu te mettes à côté
Juste
de
là.
moi.
Ok.
Can we do it in English?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I have the vocabulary
Okay.
like adapted to
Yeah,
the
we can do
subject.
it in franglais. Yeah?
Yeah.
Does that work?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Freddie,
Freddie. Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you too.
Okay, so do you remember what I said that the interviews are about?
It's about psychology, how the brain works, philosophy a little bit, biology.
That's my work, yeah. But the interviews, it's easier than that.
Oh, how people think that brain works?
Yeah, sort of. But
Yeah.
what are you? What are you? Answer that how you like, and I'll guide you from there. What are you?
I'm a human.
You're a human, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And can you get any more specific?
Um,
Like, are you that human?
no, like I'm
Which
I'm
human?
this human.
You're this human here?
Yeah.
Okay. And so what are your defining what makes you you?
What makes me me, I guess, is
Like what could I physically change to change you?
change me into another human being.
Sure. You are you, right?
Yeah.
And that you is a human, right?
Yeah.
And like anything, you can be changed, right? Such that you are no longer recognizable as you.
Okay, so my physical characteristics, stuff like that.
Like no,
Or like a character.
it's my question. This is the first time I've asked that question, so I'm still working it out.
Okay.
Um, what could I change and it would no longer be Freddie?
Didi, on saute pas.
If I take this elastic off of your wrist, is it still Freddie?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
There's not much you could do like to change me, you know, like there's like I feel like there are like two states, like either I'm alive or dead,
Okay.
and like I'm Freddie, whatever you do, as long as I'm alive, I'm still like here, a human being.
Okay.
Like
But
Freddie.
what if I removed your torso? Because you've been pointing here. What if I removed your whole torso and I replaced it with a bionic torso, right? A robot torso. So you had a machine pumping blood, digesting food. All of this stuff was robotic here. The arms, we reattach your natural arms, your natural head, your natural legs. Is that still Freddie?
If I accept the transition, sure.
Who is I there? What do you mean if you accept the transition? Who is I? What is I?
I guess like my consciousness.
Your consciousness. Okay.
Yeah.
So now what if I switched out your head and I removed your head, I put a glass container, and inside I put some computer processors running ChatGPT. Or is it still Freddie if the ChatGPT accepts it?
Well, first of all, that would be very disturbing.
Okay.
Second of all, I don't think that would still be me.
That would not be you. So there would no longer be a you to accept the change because now the you is gone.
Yeah, I relate. Like to me, consciousness and like the brain are like intimately connected.
Okay.
So if you cut off the brain and put another one, there's like all the memories are lost, or all the
emotions,
like
the thoughts, the interpretations.
You know.
Okay, so that's what I was kind of looking for. Okay, and so then you say that they're intimately related. Can I put your consciousness in something else? Could I take it out of your brain? First question: could I remove your consciousness from your brain?
Remove it totally?
Yeah.
Oh, totally? I don't think so.
Why not?
Because to me it doesn't have like one physical form that you can remove.
Okay.
So like, to me, it wouldn't be possible.
Yeah. My question is kind of a meaningless question. It's kind of a trick question, kind of a meaningless question, because, yeah, if you, whatever you do to think you removed consciousness from the brain, but let's say you don't change the brain, you just try to remove consciousness, believe the rest of the brain as it is, but then once you start up the brain again, that consciousness would be there again, right? No? Are we not on the same page there?
I'm not sure.
If you said that they're intimately linked. Is consciousness without a brain possible? I guess you've already answered that.
For human beings, no. Maybe for other, maybe there are um, like certain types of bacteria and stuff. I don't know if they have consciousness, but I'm not sure.
How would you define consciousness?
The awareness of self.
Okay. And how would you? Okay, so the awareness of self. What would that mean?
I know that I'm me and I'm not you.
Okay, so a sense of limit between this
Yeah.
physical entity and that one,
Yeah,
between this perspective and that one.
like that's one of the things.
Yeah.
That,
But
yeah.
and that's a capacity of the brain. That's something we know how the brain does that and where. So if a bacteria didn't have those mechanisms,
Okay. So bacteria don't have consciousness.
I wouldn't think so, because consciousness is kind of the sum of certain brain things: memory, physical sensation, the union of two different emotions, cross-sensory interpretation. It's all of those things. Language, it's the ability to talk about, to be able to say I am me and you are you.
Yeah.
The ability to picture it in my mind, so some kind of a visual processor in the brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't suspect that. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we see like people with like schizophrenics. I was just reading, when they have, sometimes they'll have a, I guess, a thought, or they'll hear something, and they, because of some error in their mechanisms, they won't attribute that to themselves. They'll attribute to some outside thing, and so they'll think they're hearing somebody else speak.
Okay.
Because they won't realize, oh no, that's part of my consciousness. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's it. Do you know what a cognitive bias is? That's the last thing.
Can you repeat?
A cognitive bias, un biais cognitif.
I think so.
Yeah, can you tell me about that?
I think it's like when you have such a stereotypical way of thinking about a certain topic, then you'll be biased because like you all your thoughts are based upon that amount of stereotypes, and so
you're rigid, you're stuck with that.
Yeah.
And so then you don't sort of learn from or let yourself be influenced by other information.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's sort of the common, how people use the word bias commonly. But what I'm talking about is a cognitive bias, which is just an error that minds make.
Okay.
Often. So, for instance, one bias might be the confirmation bias. We look at information and pay attention to information that supports our current thinking, and we ignore information that goes against it. And so that's a cognitive error that we all do all the time. It's one of the mechanisms of our thinking. There's no sort of turning off. And so we're all biased. There's no such thing as we all are. Our thinking is composed of biases.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. But what I would recommend, though, is if you think that you're a brain, if you have the humility to believe that you're not an angel who's occupying a human body, but you really are a biological animal with a biological brain and a biological mind that all came into existence according to evolution, then you realize, oh, well, my thoughts cannot really be trusted. Just like Neo makes mistakes all the time, just like Didi does n'importe quoi, right? Just like Eris makes mistakes and thinks he knows what he's talking about, but then doesn't. We all do that. And well, psychology has done a lot of research into those errors that we make.
Right.
So that would be to finish the interview. That's what I like to recommend to people, to look into that, so you can start noticing the errors in our programming. Some things you've already noticed, especially in other people, but it really takes it to the next level when you can name the different errors. Oh, that's confirmation bias. Oh, that's in-group out-group bias. Oh, that's the illusion of understanding. Oh, that's the illusion of control, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Thank
Do you
you.
want to add anything?
I just hope I didn't look too dumb.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You know, and then if it were important to compare, it isn't. But if we wanted to compare, then you would see that your answers show that you're a little bit more up with the science and I mean, you talk about the brain, whereas other people are going to say, "Oh yeah, no, I'm a soul that's sort of in the sky," and
Oh, okay.
whatever. So,
Yeah.
but we need to compare anyway.
Okay.
All right, very good.